Yes, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I know I have a big squad. Yeah, but it's just 4 more players. We'll look at it this way. Now you have more players you can sell. Who let this cut in? Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 14, Episode 2 here at H&W Welders. On the Impossible Dreams, we look to win the Champions League with our Northern Irish club, and today we take hopefully a step towards that. We will have our first game in the Champions League group stage. We'll get to the draw of that in just a second, and we're also going to be playing Larne in the Premiership, which is exciting. Now, let's have a look. It's been a very, very busy end to the transfer window. You can see here what has happened. I'll go through everything in a second. The main departure is Burian. We ended up selling him. What did I get for him? 3.6? Yeah, 3.6 off to Porto. There's no sell-ons, but to be honest, he was annoying me, so I just wanted to get rid of him. So that's what we've done. And, well, we'll see what happens. Good luck with his career. But, yeah, we get 3.6 million for him. Not bad. And the other one that departed was Neil Sweeney. I paid 350 grand, I think, for him. At the time, it was a bit of a risk, and it was a gamble that didn't pay off. So he's gone off to Ipswich Town. We've got roughly half our money back, so that's not too bad at all. Now, the ends, because this is what we care about. Now, with Burian leaving, we needed to get some cover at right back. Rodolphe, I guess you pronounce it, Graf has come in on loan from Lille. What I will say about him is there's a lot of potential, but don't get too attached because I found somebody better after I'd already signed him on loan. We're only paying him 3.9 grand a week. And, yeah, you know, he's a solid defensive right back that can pass the ball. So not the best in the air, though. But anyway, that's Graf. In has come. Now, we knew this guy already was coming. Dominic Surok, I think we would pronounce it. Now, you know he's already unhappy. That's because he has not been registered in the Champions League squad. We only have so many players we can register for that. But he'll be fine, I'm sure, long term. So he has arrived. 1.2 million. He is already worth having paid 1.5 for him. Next one, Manuel Kamani. Now, not a player that we needed to sign, but we did. 1.8 million going up to 2.1, as you can see. Let's have a look at him. He is a defensive midfielder, and he's very good. He's ambitious. He's potentially a 5-star player, and he's more or less ready to come in and start playing in the first team at a good level. He's not the best in the air, not a great jumping reach, but he does have strength. His heading ability is good. I think he's just a good all-round defensive midfielder. So, despite the fact we didn't really need him, we got him in anyway. I think you may have noticed, I probably should have pointed this out. Richard, we've loaned him out to Linfield for the season. The reason we've loaned him out to Linfield is because Linfield are in the group stage of the Europa League, so he might help them get some coefficient points. You never know. Now, the final one we got in is Matthew Kavanagh. I went to school with a Matthew Kavanagh. It was a mate of mine. But anyway, this is the right back that we've got in as the replacement for Burian, and to be honest, he will very much challenge Hill for that first team shirt. Very, very good mentally. He's 19 years old. We're paying a little bit of cash, 12 grand a week for him, but I think he's worth it. I think he's very, very solid indeed. So those are all the transfers that were in and out, and a very, very quiet window for Armstrong, which is excellent. Could not be happier with that. Now, one other thing to catch you up on off the field is if we go to the medical center, Tomo is injured. Strained knee ligaments, 2 to 4 weeks. He's already been out for 3 weeks, and it's a little bit of a blow early doors in the Champions League. I was hoping to get him involved, and that was part of the plan pre-season. So we'll have to move that around a little bit. And this injury kind of led to the Kamani signing, if I'm honest. When he went down, I was on the fence whether I should sign him or not. And when this happened, I thought, yeah, we'll sign him. We'll loan out Richard, and all will be good with the world. So that is everything off the field. Caught up on a busy end to the transfer window. But hopefully we've done enough to make sure we're going to be very competitive in the Champions League this season. Now, there are some games to catch you up on that have happened, of course. But before that, we need to go and have a look at this Champions League draw. So let's see who we get. So, Champions League group stage draw. We have been seeded third in the draw, in the third pot, I should say. And let's have a look and see who are the top seeds here. So we've got Paris Saint-Germain. We've got Juventus, Barcelona, Celtic, who we would like. Munich, City, Porto, who we would probably like as well, and Wolfsburg, who we would definitely take. So let's just draw it as quickly as we can here and see. So we're looking at, we would like Group C. We would like Group E, or we would like Group G. If we can get one of those, then so far I'd say we're every chance. Now the second pot, this is always the one that kills it, isn't it? It's Manchester United, Liverpool, Monaco, Inter, Hertha, who won the Champions League, not this last season, which was Paris Saint-Germain, but the season before that. So they're a good team, with Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Dortmund. Now we took points off Dortmund last season. We took points off Inter last season. Well, didn't we? We had both of them in our group. So Monaco we'd take. Everybody else we'd probably just about rather avoid. So let's get the automatic draw going and let's see what happens. So Dortmund, Juventus. That'll be a historic group, isn't it? Oh, we're going to get Group B, aren't we? Hertha go in with Celtic. Atletico Madrid go in with City. Monaco, Porto. That's our group we want, isn't it? Munich with Inter, Man United with Wolfsburg. That leaves Liverpool in with Barcelona, and it brings us to our pot. Valencia, RB Leipzig, Lyon, Lazio, Tottenham, Benfica, ourselves, and Hibs are the teams. We want Group E, don't we? We really, really want Group E. Anything, I mean, Group E, I mean, there's an outside chance we could, and depending who we get in the fourth pot, that we could win that. Oh, Jesus. Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid, the defending champions, and Real Madrid. Well, that is as bad as it could have gone, isn't it? Let's hope we get a weaker team in the fourth pot, and it is, well, I think we could debate all of these. It's Copenhagen, it's Feyenoord, Zagreb, Shakhtar, Marseille, Zenit, Club Brugge, and Galatasaray. So I don't really think it matters who we get out of that. We would fancy ourselves to come third in the group. And it's Galatasaray, who historically are poor, aren't they, in Football Manager in the Champions League. So we're going to be every chance of getting third. I would be disappointed if we didn't get third. But that is the nightmare group, isn't it? It couldn't have been any worse for the first two seeds, I don't think. So we will start our group campaign today away to Real Madrid. And anything we get there is going to be a bonus. That's so disappointing. Anyway, there's a few games to catch you up on since last episode, starting with Crusaders in the league. So let's see how we did. We fell behind early, but McDade's 200th Welders goal drew us level, and we were ahead at half-time when DeLauro smashed in a first Welders goal. Before Armstrong and McDade combined for Brady to seal the points. So we were okay in this game without being great. Obviously, falling behind wasn't ideal, but we were able to come back and win the game relatively comfortably. The knock to McKay, we did have to take him off, but he was fine. And Brady came off the bench and got the third. So that was that. Next up, it was against Ballyclare Comrades in the League Cup second round. So let's see how we did there. Vogler gave us the lead just before half-time. McLean's cross was turned in by a defender for our second, before Lake picked out McLean at the back post to seal the tie. So we were essentially dominant in this game. We made very, very hard work of it with some poor finishing. But Picasso didn't have a great game up top. McQuaid in midfield was not great. This is where Thompson picked up his injury. So it was a little bit of a nightmare game, to be honest. But we won it comfortably. You know, it was, luckily for us, not the strongest opposition. Next up, it was, who was it? It was Dungannon in the league. So let's see if we could get another win there. Armstrong's shot was turned in by McKay to put us ahead early. And McKay turned provider for Scully to make it 2-0 at half-time. Dungannon pulled one back early in the second half, before McKay crossed for Brady to secure the win. So we did enough to win this game. Again, poor finishing was the problem. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. We're getting it done, but we're not necessarily looking at our ruthless best just now. Next up, it was an international break. It was Lingfield in the Caramel Wafer Cup as we look to make a third title of that in a row. So let's see how we got on. Lingfield first up is tough. Let's see how we did. Picasso gave us a second half lead, but Lingfield pulled level, and then went ahead, before a third goal ended our Wafer Cup defense. So annoyingly, it was Gareth Wilson, formerly of our parish, of course, that got 2 of the goals for them. We were horrible in this game. We really never particularly looked like winning it. It was a very makeshift team. Young Robinson played in centre defence for us. He's not quite at that level yet. We had Kamani making his debut, wasn't great. Graf, a right back, played at left back. Sirok made his debut, wasn't fantastic. It was just not a great performance from us. So unfortunately, we end our interest in the Caramel Wafer Cup there. We did have another cup to come though. Actually, we had a shield. It was our first game in the County Antrim Shield. That was against Belfast Celtic. Let's see if we could recover. We took the lead late in the first half when Dylan Lake finished a nice passing move. And he got a second with a tap in. Before Roy Hill's cross was finished by Lake for his hat-trick in the second half. Belfast Celtic pulled one back. But Lake picked out Scully's run to restore our 3-goal lead. And Turpie played in Scully for his second in stoppage time. So a lesser opposition, but a much better performance with a similar team, to be honest. It was a little bit stronger. Some of the European players, or the teams that we want to play, the players we want, to play in the Champions League, the likes of, not so much Lake, but Scully, Kidd, we gave them a bit of game time here just to make sure they're sharp, ready to go. Turpie coming back from injury, played quite well without getting himself a goal. And yeah, it wasn't just all decent. A nice little recovery there from the Larne game. So if we look at what that means, we are top of the league. Larne, they're down the table, but they've won 2 from 2. So they are still undefeated as we are. Oh, it's a nightmare group, isn't it? It really is. It's tough. We are out of the what are we out of? The Wafer Cup. We have Ards next in the County Antrim Shield, and we have Ballymena United next up in the League Cup. It's a shame to get knocked out of the Wafer Cup, but honestly, we can see the board don't care, and it's just an opportunity to give some of the younger players and fringe players some game time. So that's kind of the way we need to look at it now, I think. But first up, we have Larne in the league. As I said, we are both undefeated, and it's an opportunity for us to end that for them. We're expecting from them a 4-2 or a defensive 4-3-3, I suppose we call it. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out. It is Young in goal. It is Ellis, Lewis, Vogler, and Kavanagh making his debut at right back. Atwell and Miss Kelly go in midfield. It's Brady, Napoleon, and Lake with McDade up top. And we have a bench of Amstad, Potoknik, Weatherup, Ozioma, Kamani. We might get a look at him if things are going well. Shirok, we'll get a look at him if things are going well. And Turpie, maybe we don't want Turpie on the bench. Where is let's get Picasso on. I don't want to overplay Turpie. He's just coming back from injury. So, of course, no Seth Keach at Larne anymore. He's off in Qatar. We do have... This guy came through our academy. I'm not even going to try Rosado. Let's go with that. But yeah, so he is the only one I recognize of our former players there. Let's... what do we want to say to this? Keep the run going. I think Vogler's looking nervous. Now, he's usually looking aggressive, isn't he? Let's pump our fist. Let's say keep this run going. Let's point our fingers, say we have faith in them, and let's hope that that's the right thing to have said. And here we go. Now, of course, obviously, we have to favour the Champions League games, particularly this early in the season. But also, coming back from an international break, we have 20-something players that went out on international duty. It just means that a few of them come back, or most of them come back a little bit tired, which isn't ideal. And it's not necessarily that they're senior internationals, there's young. I'm not quite sure. Hit the crossbar, I think. It's not so much that they're senior internationals, it's the under-21s. And so they tend to play, and so they do come back to us a little bit tired. And that was not the best defending. Kavanagh gets it clear, though. McDade back to Napoleon. And like I say, we haven't looked particularly good either so far. There's a good ball for McDade. Can he find the back of the net? Was he offside? He was. I have done some chance conversion training with them because that has been the main issue, I think. We're still creating chances as you would expect us to. But we're not putting them away as I'd like just now. And, that is a penalty. McDade's going to take it. Now, I'd like a... Well, we're not going to get another look, are we? But Napoleon looked a little bit like he'd gone down before the tackle went in. But we'll take it. McDade, can he stick it away? He can. And it's 1-0 in the 10th minute. 5th goal already this season for Aaron McDade. As sort of the same as last year, we'll only use him in the league because he is just a very, very reliable goal scorer for us in the league. And then the cup games will give use that to give some of the likes of Gary Turpie. McCracken is someone I've got to figure out when he's going to play. I might even need to have a think of. The thing with McDade is that he's on such a run of getting the European Golden Shoe and all those sorts of things. I just want him to keep scoring in the league. And Brady, I'm not quite sure how he's managed to get a shot away there, but he somehow beat the defender and the goalkeeper, and we've got 2 goals in a minute. And could we about to be destroying Larne just here? Now, in terms of the transfer window, I did try and sell both Potoknik and Martin. I would have been happy to get both of them out, to be honest, if we got decent fees. I was looking for about 6 or so million for for each of them. The reason I was willing to do that, we've got Vogler and Lewis here, who are decent central defenders. We also have Ellis, who is looking more of a central defender than a left back these days. And now Vogler's picked up a knock, has he? He has a tight calf. And we're only 20-something minutes in, so we won't waste time with that. We'll get Potoknik on for him. We also have a couple of youngsters that could come in and fill in if we needed to in the league. So I was willing to look to get them out, but as things stand, that didn't happen, obviously, because the window is now closed. So it's not a bad thing to have, as many good players as we can at the club, but yeah, it wouldn't have been the worst thing if we got rid of them either. McDade, that's a wonderful flick on from Aaron McDade. Lake's got himself free. Now, do we have someone at the back post? We don't. Is he going to go himself? He does, and it's a goal kick, it must be. So we've made the change at the back. Potoknik comes on. Absolutely no worries with him coming in. It's not bad, is it, when we've got a Slovenian international coming off the bench for us? That is a decent place for us to be. I did actually. There were bids for Potoknik, but he rejected contracts. I think Tommy Martin did as well, actually. So it's good in a way that they're happy to stay here, but we would not be against selling them, especially for a fee like that, because there are other players of similar quality. What a tackle that is from Kavanagh. There are players of similar quality that we could pick up for a lesser transfer fee and sort of make money off the whole thing and still have. That's a bit of a rushed clearance there from Kavanagh. He's let Fitzpatrick in behind him. He's got back. I tell you what, Matty Kavanagh is looking brilliant so far this game, isn't he? What a debut it's been. Even when he has made mistakes there, he's getting back and recovering them brilliantly. It's been a long old highlight, hasn't it? Again, it's Kavanagh. Again, it's cleared away, and that will do it. Let's maybe just give it a focus. See if we can make sure we get the half-time here. We've scored from our only 2 shots on target. One of them's a penalty, so it's not like we've been rampant, but we are 2-0 up at half-time. And as ever, we'll say, don't get complacent. Vogler's looking nervous, but obviously it doesn't really matter now because he's been taken off. And what do we want to do second half? We could look to bring on Kamani for it won't be a debut, but it'll be a first look at him. And Sirok as well wouldn't be a bad sub to make. We're looking motivated. Let's try demand more. Kavanagh with a throw. It's there for Napoleon. He goes looking for Miss Kelly, but it's a misplaced pass is what it is. And here come Larne getting forward. Can Miss Kelly get a tackle in before the penalty area? He makes him go back, which is fine. And let's see where this highlight goes. Oh, Brady intercepts the pass. Miss Kelly sweeps the pass out, looking for Lake. Can't find him. Can Atwell win it back for us? A little bit of a forgotten man, Atwell. He's still a very good deep line play. That's a goal, isn't it? Patrick Fitzpatrick. And it's 2-1. And, well, in terms of the shot itself, I don't think there's too much Young could do about it. It's a misplaced pass even by Lewis. But, I mean, he's unlucky that that's gone in, isn't he? That is just one of those. Let's give it a praise, maybe. We are still in front, and we have played relatively well to this point. Napoleon is looking quite tired. What can we do about that? Napoleon with a flick on. He's given that away. You know what we might do? I wonder if we just look to lower it down and do all that kind of stuff. Ball in behind. Potoknik's got that covered. Gets it forward. Atwell has it. We could move Atwell forward for Napoleon. Then we could bring Kamani on in Atwell's place. That's what we'll do. We'll wait for this highlight to end. Napoleon. Can he produce a bit of magic for us? He's gone down. Ellis picks up the ball. Atwell to Miss Kelly. We've seen him smack him in before. On this occasion, it's blocked away. And Atwell wins it back. McDay back to Atwell. Miss Kelly for Brady. It's a wonderful counter-attack. But the goalkeeper's there and makes the save. All right. Let's make this change. So Kamani for Napoleon. Switch those two around. And Sirok is looking anxious. I don't know in a 2-1 game we want to be bringing anxious players onto the field. So Atwell will try to cross to take the corner. And we won't see it. Let's tell him to focus. Remember I said after the second goal, are we going to give him a bit of a smashing here? Well, that hasn't happened, has it? Potoknik heads it away. It's... Who's playing fullback over there? Kavnar. There's absolutely no one anywhere near him. Anyway, Young has made the save. Gets it forward quickly. Lake wins it back to Kamani. And let's see what we can do here as we build from the back. Brady. Atwell's making a run forward. Kamani picks up the loose ball in midfield. Brady to Atwell. Atwell. Oh, was there a return ball on there for Brady? Lewis knocks it down, though, for Kamani. I mean, he's just doing simple things, looking good right now, Kamani, isn't he? Keeping possession for us. It's really what we want that player to be doing. And given that he's not match sharp at all yet, he's still learning the language and whatnot. That's a promising start. Brady with a header at the back post, but just over the bar. Let's maybe just go back to positive. Let's give them some praise. We'll try and be positive where we can here. They've changed the way they're playing. We're coming into stoppage time, and I think we might put the shutters up here. Okay, so we've made another sub. We've taken McDade off. We're going to bring Picasso on. He can just sit up there and hopefully hold up the ball for us. And Kamani's going to sit a little bit deeper. And the fullbacks, obviously, well, we won't put them on defend. Maybe we should. But anyway, we've not done that now. We should probably go to ultra defensive. Game's done. 2-1 that is over Larne. That is... I mean, it's not the most convincing we've ever won a game, but it was a good win. And it was an extra special win because Carrick Rangers have beaten Linfield. So 5 points we are now clear at the top, which is brilliant. But that game, it just kind of summed up how we've played these opening games of the season, where we've won the game relatively comfortably, but we haven't looked good doing it. Anyway, guys, we're going to have to look good next because we're going off to Real Madrid. Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready to face Real Madrid. The under-18s have already done that, and they got a little bit of a spanking, and it's a real shame because I sent down quite a few of our younger first-teamers, and, well, Hammerstrom, as you would imagine, had a busy day, and he played well, but otherwise it didn't go well. Turpey got a goal, so that's something he scored against Real Madrid. But hopefully our seniors can do a little bit better than that. Let's have a look and see what we're doing here. It is only Real Madrid, so what could possibly go wrong? We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. And this is playing with inside forwards. Yeah, so I'm doing the right thing. And this is what we are doing in terms of our team. So it's Young in goal. It's Surgeon, Kidd, McGurk, and Hill as the back four. De Lauro and Resnashek will sit in front of them. It's Scully, Armstrong, and McKay. Holder is up top. They're playing inside forwards. Do we want to show them inside? They want to go inside anyway, don't we? So maybe we want to actually be trying to show them outside. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? So a few familiar names. Ansu Fati is playing for Real Madrid. That would have been controversial at some point, wouldn't it? But also Rodrigo, Bright MB, who we had at Brentford, if you remember, last FM. So there's a few familiar names there, actually. So, well, let's hope that they have a bad day. Sandro Tonali as well is still going. All right, well, there's no pressure. We're at the Bernabeu. There is no pressure. Let's pump our fists, say we have faith in you to make a difference, and just do your best. So another Champions League campaign begins, and, well, if we get out of the group, we're going to look at it positively. If we get out of the group, we've got to be every chance of going on to win the thing, don't we? But it's a tough group. If we can take anything from this game, it will be a massive bonus for us. And yeah, I mean, we just need to look at beating Galatasaray, don't we? Making sure we're third in the group, making sure we're in the Europa League. It would be nice to win something in Europe, wouldn't it? But here we go. We have got some defending to do, it looks like. It's going to be a free kick. Take is going to take it. Oh, well, that shut me up, didn't it? We lasted a minute and a half. It's a cracking free kick. And there's not much you can do when that goes in, is there? Again, and now McKay is injured. Alright, so if we need a winger, let's try the left-footed McCracken out there instead of the right-footed Brady. Yeah. And it's already going all a little bit wrong, isn't it? I mean, away to Real Madrid. I mean, what can you do? Alright, can we get ourselves back on level terms here? Resnicek doesn't even reach him. Fatih has it. Can Kid get across there first? He can't. And we find ourselves in some little bit of trouble here, but Young has that covered. And that will end that particular highlight. Well, we've had 2 shots. Are we going to get a third here? Hill with a throw. Goes in there for Scully. Back to Hill. Hill with a cross in. It's headed away. And it's one of these annoying games where we almost are putting ourselves in danger when we attack because we just opened up at the back. And side netting from Ansu Fati. We're looking nervous, which is not ideal, is it? Armstrong for Scully. Scully. Again, we just... I mean, we've got to take a... Let's look at the positives here. They've scored from a free kick. And so that, I mean, they didn't break us down yet. There's a ball over the top. But every highlight, it seems like, you know, we're obviously attacking them. We're obviously in the game. The problem may be, are we good enough to break them down? McGurk gets that forward. Holder on the chest. That was wonderful. Can he get a crossing now? We've got players forward. What can Holder do? We really want him on the end of something. Brighton B comes across and wins it back. And is it another one of these teasing highlights? Holder working hard to get back. Where we think we've got a chance, and then what's actually going to happen is Real Madrid come up the other end and make it 2-0. Alright, one thing we could maybe do is counter press. But, well, we've been beaten in open play now, haven't we? Take, just a little bit too good. Resnicek is looking not good enough for this level, is he? Maybe Kamani comes in for him, and he's only just on. If McGurk had stepped up a fraction of a second earlier, we may have got away with that one. Let's give it a focus. Let's overwhelm them. But I mean, it's a little bit similar to the... Remember the first game of the group stage last season? I think we were away to Dortmund, weren't we? And it was 2-0. Now, they scored from 2 free kicks as opposed to the one that Real Madrid have scored from. Real Madrid do look a little bit better than us, though, don't they? And, of course, the other team, top team in the group is the defending champion Paris Saint-Germain. So, again, we've not been done any favours, have we, in the draw? But it's 2-0. We've been in the game. Let's just say we'll keep saying there's nothing to lose here. I'm a little bit worried about Kidd on a booking. We have Ellis, who's not really a centre-back, though, as I said, he looks more of a centre-back than anything else these days. So maybe we could make a change there, but we'll go with what we've got for now and see what happens. Resnicek is just not working, is he? So let's get Kamani on for him nice and early in this second half. Of course, Tomo would have started this one. I mean, it's looking increasingly like we sell Resnicek. We have Tomo, De Lauro, and Kamani then to sort of 2 or 3 to play in Europe in these sort of defensive midfield roles. Second half has been okay, hasn't it? They haven't done anything. Do we look to go for it? I think we try and keep goal difference down potentially, don't we? McCracken is looking tight on a booking. Okay, so we are going to sub the sub. McCracken comes off. Atwell comes on. We'll move Armstrong out wide and see if that helps us at all. But, yeah, we're running out of time. Let's see if we can get one back. I've got an eyelash or something. It's doing my head in. What we don't want is Kid getting sent off. Hill is... Go and get the ball, Hill. Now, don't give away a penalty. It's outside the box. It's outside the box, Jeff. It's outside the box. I think we saw Hill do this last season too, didn't we? We might look at Kavanagh being the first choice right back. I mean, he played against Larne because it was his debut. It's the first time he's played for the club. We couldn't really then stick him in for this one. I mean, I could have told you it was no penalty, but Armstrong's only playing a 6-2. Kid's playing a 6-3. A lot of guys that we usually can rely on to do a good job for us. And on this occasion, we've all had a bit of an off day, haven't we? Hill gets himself a booking. Can we defend the free kick in Europe? Well, it didn't go in, so we'll claim that as a minor victory. Let's try demand more. But ultimately, we've been well beaten by a much better side, haven't we? But 2-0's not the worst, let's be honest. We suffered worse defeats than that. Did we ride our luck? Yes, we did. I'm not going to say I'm pleased with it. We'll say we're unlucky. So Paris Saint-Germain have beaten Galatasaray, so it's all even on that front in terms of the battle for third, which is inevitably what we're in, isn't it? And we are fighting for third. It's a bit of a longer-term injury there for Martin McKay, so that is a blow in terms of Europe. But Dylan Lake can come in and do a decent job, and we have Sirrock now, of course, who can play in the league for us, so it's not the end of the world at all. So there we go. That's how things end up. Larne have played an extra game now. They drew 0-0 with Carrick Rangers, so the league is already, it's sad to say, isn't it? 5 games in, it's already looking like it's won. And yeah, Champions League is where our season lies, and that's what we'll come back for. Next episode, it will be, well, a double-header here. It will be Paris Saint-Germain away and then Linfield away in the league. They've already beaten us once this year, so we shouldn't take them for granted, although that was during an international break with very much not our strongest side. But it won't be our strongest side in this one either, because chances are the strongest side will be recovering from the Paris Saint-Germain game. But if you enjoyed that, guys, make sure you hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know what you think of the new signings. And if you want to have interested in the finances, we're actually a little bit better off than I thought. We have a 19 million transfer budget right now. We still have a lot of money to spend in wages. I'm trying to do maths in my head. That's about 200 grand a week. So, I mean, if we were to adjust that down, we could, 28 million and still have 20 grand a week to spend. So there's money there if we need it, if we find the right player. But yeah, it's as ever with this club, it's trying to find the player that's willing to join us, even that sometimes 28 million still isn't enough for us. But we'll keep looking. January's not just around the corner, but I'll see you next time for Paris Saint-Germain and Linfield. Take care.